All right, let's see who's first in. Give it a minute for people to get in here. Jen, you weren't first this time. Jen A, you were second today. Jen A is always the first one back in, and you got beat out by Yarn Prepper today. I'm just giving you a hard time. But usually when we have these zap outs, it's usually Jen is the first one back in here. So very funny. But today she's second. So take two. Here we go. We'll give this a minute. Let some people get in here. Oh, I know. You know what, Mr. Rose? You are not alone. I thought we were 41 minutes in. I'm thinking we're good to go. We're gonna have a good stream. It's gonna go through the whole way, and no, freaking YouTube. So anyway, what are you gonna do? We're on a roll too. We're having a great discussion. We'll get right back into it. We'll give it a minute for people to get back in here, guys. I missed a super chat. I didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Because it zapped me out and I was gone. So, the European Union announced today that the United States is no longer a powerhouse country. Wow. Well, the European Union really, they're just, who cares what they say? I'm telling you what, the one thing I will say this, Mr. Rose just said a good retired nurse would mail me Vicodin. No, that's funny. No. That is 100% illegal. Cannot do that. So anyway, if we have interruptions again with the stream, please be patient. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. I'm sorry this, continues to happen. It's just, what are you going to do? There's not much we can do about it. So, very nice. Richard Ruckman said, Ed, we finally have our Berkey. Now, Richard, what I would suggest you do, it probably came with 2 filters. Get more filters. Order more filters. Get them there. Make sure you have your backups. Your backups and your backups. I have 2 filters, obviously, in my Berkey, and I have 6 backup filters. So I can change them out. I only use 2 at a time. I can change that out 3 different times. So, and I probably will add more, to be honest with you. I'm really big into making sure that there's plenty of backups because, again, and I've talked about this many, many times, my friends, when SHTF happens, you are going to have what you have, and that is it. Again, the biggest thing, if you can do it, live at your retreat. Whatever your bug out location is, if you can live there full time, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do that. If I had to bug out of here, I really have no plans of bugging out of here, I'll be honest with you. I have places that I can go if I have to, but I would really rather not if I didn't, because I put a lot of time and effort into this place. And, hopefully we'll have a large enough group that we'll be able to defend it. And that's the game plan. I'm going to tell you, so, there's a lot of people say, because YouTubers, we put ourselves out here and, the people that don't like us absolutely know where we are, which they do, okay? But let's say you have 10 armed men that come, and I have my group here. When you are under fire, it is a different mindset. And I don't care how tough or how bad or how, what a tough guy you think you are. When you're under fire, and it's a different thing. Ask any veteran. Talk to a veteran, okay? It is a whole different ballgame. And if you see your buddy go down next to you in that type of situation, and you're not, realistically, a lot of people are not going to be trained soldiers. They're not, okay? They're going to cut and run. A lot of people are going to cut and run. So, that's the reality. Am I going to encourage people to come and try to attack me? Of course not. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to hurt anybody if I don't have to. But make no mistake, I will do what is necessary to protect the people that I care about. And that's kind of all I'm going to say about that. But, that's where that goes. But, again, if we have any issues, guys, I will get right back on again. So just be patient with that. Again, just saying in case we have, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we'll get the rest of this in and we'll be good to go. So what are we at? 653 back in the chat already. We got 226 on the thumbs up, guys. Again, let's shoot those thumbs up there, please, if you would. CMI just said, wow, it took forever to find Take Two. Really, it's weird because I literally, okay, I'm going to answer that question in a second. I go off, I get back on immediately. I get right back on immediately. And, that's why I try to wait for people to get on before we really get going, because I've had people tell me that it takes a few minutes sometimes. But yeah, that's what's part of the game that YouTube plays too. They don't put out those second notifications really quick. I've had people tell me they didn't get notifications for 12 hours later. So what are you going to do? There's really not a whole lot you can do about that, unfortunately. But so again, if you would shoot a thumbs up, I would appreciate it if you would do that. To show support for the channel, help with the algorithms as well, because it's really good for the algorithms. The more interaction that we have with the thumbs up, it's better that way. And again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell icon to get all notifications. And follower of Jay, I've not forgot your question yet. Artie Franklin, hey Ed, would you please talk again about why fussy people claim they won't eat certain foods no matter how hungry they get? Nonsense. Oh yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah, we can talk about that. So you have people that don't care for this or they don't care for that. Like I get a lot of stuff will say, because I have a lot of canned goods. Okay, we're going to use my canned goods as an example. Oh my God, you realize how much bad stuff is in that canned food? Well, here's the reality. If it's an SHTF situation and you are starving and you're one of those people that don't like that type of food because it has it's high in sodium and cholesterol or whatever the case may be. Usually it's sodium. Sodium's really high. A lot of salt content. You're going to beg me to give you a can of that stuff. That's the reality. Can we talk about what would happen if all cops walk off July 3rd through the 5th? Purge lawlessness. We can talk about that, and we'll discuss that in just a minute, Don. I will get into that. That's a good question. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Again, if you are starving, if I gave you anything, even if it's like, okay, here's a great example. My buddy Steve, and we always bust chops about this. He hates lima beans. And I told him, when SHTF comes and you finally get to my place and you make it to my place, your first meal, and this is a joke, but I say your first meal is going to be lima beans, and you're going to be grateful that you have them. So it's like, but that's the reality. I don't care how much you dislike something. If you are starving, you are going to be really, really happy to have it. Anything. Okay. So, it's easy for us to say when our bellies are full and, everything is great that, I'm not going to eat this, or I won't do that, or I won't. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. You've no idea what you will do or what you will eat. You will eat stuff that would make other people puke. Okay. That's realistic. If you are starving, you are going to do what you have to do to survive. It is in our instinct. It's in our survival mode. It's just the way it goes. Again, that's why we prep. That's why we do what we do, so we don't put ourselves in those situations. If we are physically eating, having meals on a regular basis, we're going to be in so much better shape than the average person that is out there that is overtired, that they're starving, they're sleep deprived. They're dealing with, sickness. And if you're sitting tight in your compound or your homestead and your health is good and you're doing fine and you're, maybe you're not getting out there as much as you would like to in the world, but you're doing what you have to do, you are going to have a huge advantage over those people. So now think about this. You're rested because you're on a rotation with the rest of the people in your group, right? So you're getting your regular, let's say 8 hours a day. Okay. Let's even go 6. Let's say you're getting 6 hours a day. All right. So you're getting 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep a day. You are getting, let's say, 2 meals a day. You're probably not having 3 meals a day anymore. So you're having breakfast and you're having dinner. So you're having those 2 meals a day. You're not out in that foul, inclement weather for long periods of time. You're able to rest. Your mind is going to be more sharp. Now, those 10 raggedy guys come down the road with their guns thinking they're going to take your stuff. They're overtired. They're exhausted, okay? They're weak from hunger. They're not probably drinking the right amount of water. Maybe a couple of them may be sick with diarrhea and stuff like that. You take all those things into consideration, your odds of surviving that encounter just went up 200% because they're not thinking rationally where you are, okay? So those are things to think about as well. Now, 2 questions I'm going to get to really quickly. Follower of Jay said, how much is enough ammunition to have? How much should we have? My rule of thumb, and this is what I tell anybody, and I will tell everybody this all the time. Whatever you have weapons-wise, minimum 2,000 rounds per weapon. That's your minimum. There is no maximum, okay? Again, when the time comes, you're going to have what you have. If you can get a reloader, okay, and save your brass and reload your own ammo, very, very smart thing to do. I do not have a reloader. I wish I did. That would be a really nice thing to have, but I do not have one. Okay, that's something that's not what the priority list has to be. Certain things. I'm trying to work on things here to make our lives better here, and that's what my priority is right now. Down the road, if I can do it, absolutely. That would be great. Colleen just said I only have 200 rounds. 200 rounds can go really, really quickly, Colleen. Really quickly. That is one of the things that I definitely highly, highly encourage you. Per weapon, minimum of 2,000 rounds. And when you hit 2,000 rounds, keep buying. Okay? Because again, when that time comes, you're going to have what you have. There's no more going to the store. There's no more running out for that last minute thing. It's not going to happen. There's not going to be that opportunity to do that, okay? So let's go with Donna's question real quick, too. So hopefully that answers that question. There is no maximum. Just keep buying. The more you have, the more you need to get, okay? And again, get ammo boxes. Get the metal boxes. Stuff stays in there forever. Ammo's not going to go bad on you, all right? So let's go with Donna's question really quickly, and it was a really, really good question. Let's say the cops do a walkout the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of July, okay? Let's say that happens. What is that going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you what. It's going to give people a whole lot of appreciation for the police after those 3 days, okay? This whole anti-police movement that is going on right now, and I'm going to show this again. I got this today. True Blue New York, okay? $3. It went to support policemen, and I bought one. Absolutely. And I'm wearing it proudly because I absolutely support the police. If you do not, that is your thing. And I really, your own prerogative. That's, but the thing is, the first people that scream the loudest into how much they hate the police are the first ones that are calling the police when something happens and expect them to be there to protect them and save them. That's reality too. Okay. What are we up to? We got 933 in the chat, guys. We got 361 on the thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Again, it really helps with the algorithms as well. And thank you for doing that. And like I said, I'd like to see a decent amount of thumbs up in there. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing all those things. So again, let's get back to what Donna's question. What happens if the police don't show up for 3 days? You're going to see a lot of stuff going down. Once the criminals, let's be realistic, once the criminals realize that the police are not there, that are not answering the call, that they're not going to work, it's open season. They're going to just be complete lawlessness. And I think you're going to see in that type of situation, you're going to see a lot of bodies in the street because, again, and I'll say this, and I've said this before, when you have these groups like Antifa, BLM, calling for, all this nonsense that they're calling for, and we're coming out to the country. Come on out here and see what happens. Come on out here. One thing I would suggest to BLM and Antifa, if you decide to come out to the country and think you're going to pull your nonsense that you're pulling in the city out here, I would suggest you bring one thing with you and bring it in abundance, and that would be body bags. That would be my advice to those people. Okay, because people in the country are not going to play. They're not going to, I saw a video, and this one really, really disgusted me. And I wish I had been there. I'll be honest with you. Old couple trying to get across the street. And I'm talking the ladies using a walker with wheels, trying to get across the street. And these three scumbags, and they were white, folks, just being 100% clear. I don't like to use color, but they were white. And they were blocking the way from these people. And this woman is screaming at these people. Now, the people that are recording it, first of all, they make me sick because they didn't stop recording and go and help. If I had been there, I'm going to tell you right now. And then the one that is blocking her way, the gentleman is trying to say, please let us go by. Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. I'm going to tell you what I would have done. If I'd have seen that, I'd have gone up and I'd have knocked them on their behinds. Knock them on their behinds. Because you don't do that. You want to act like an idiot and act like a jerk, don't screw with old people. That's you want to really piss me off. I'm going to tell you right now. You really want to piss me off, screw with old people and let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Because it's not going to stand. I'm not going to allow it. And you know what? I do not care if they sent me to jail. I would not care because I'm not going to have that happen. Not on my watch. Absolutely not. So, yeah, it's a nice way of putting it. I was trying to be nice when I said that because it's like they would be in pain. They would absolutely be in pain because it's like that's one thing. I'm telling you what. I was like I've told you guys. I was a punk kid. I was a juvenile delinquent. I was doing all kinds of things wrong. But the one thing I never did, well, a couple things I never did, but the one thing that was always never screw with old people. Never did. They lived their life. They deserve to be left alone. If anything, you help them across the street. You don't screw with old people. I can't stand that. These scumbags, these BLM and Antifa, you notice, I want you guys to pay attention to something. Who do they attack? Who do they go after? Old, small, weak people. That's who they go after. Hey, Patricia, it's Patrick. I'm sorry, man. Patrick. When the cops walk away, all of us firefighters and first responders will walk off too. You know what? And I wouldn't blame you. I don't blame you guys at all. Thank you very much for that donation and thank you for your comment. It's ridiculous. What is being allowed to go on right now? And I'm going to tell you what. I blame the government for a lot of this. The government and the freaking media. The media is such scum. They are such scum. They make me sick to my stomach. I'm so glad I don't have television. You have no idea. I do not miss it at all. The propaganda and all the other crap that goes on, I don't miss any of it. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. But, the politicians are allowing this to happen and the media allows this to happen. And the media fans those flames, man. They fan those flames. They really want to get things going. So that is a major, major issue in my opinion. No one's stopping. It makes me sick too. It's 98% leftist media. Well, they're bought and paid for. 6 families, I think, own all the media corporations in this country. So you think about it. So they put out what they want. They have their agenda. Think about this, guys. You have a job, and this is what amazes me. And I don't always like to do the whole left-right thing. But if you don't go by what is socially accepted, of course, who's accepted by who? If you don't go along with the dictation of what you're told is how you're supposed to think and act, then you're a horrible, awful person, and they'll scream racist and every freaking thing else at you. Whatever happened to agreeing to disagree? I just that one blows me away. Yeah, I'm fired up. Like I said, the one problem, like I said, I don't like to see. I'm going to tell you what. The best way to explain this is I've always been a protector my whole life. Okay. I'm a good-sized dude. I don't take no crap from nobody. I'm not the toughest guy in the world. I don't think I'm the toughest guy in the world. But the one thing I cannot stand is a bully. And a bully will pick on smaller people, weaker people, old people. Or there was another video that I saw. A woman was in a wheelchair, the electric wheelchair, and they beat this woman up in this wheelchair. Again. It makes me sick to my stomach seeing stuff like that because it's just not right. And again, if I had been there, it would not have gone down that way. It really wouldn't. But, these people think that they can do whatever they want to do with no consequences for their actions. First of all, there's a thing called karma. There is a huge thing called karma, and I'm a big, big believer in karma. But again, I've always hated bullies, and I will always protect the weak. I will always protect the smaller people. I've always been that way my whole life. I can't stand that. Cannot stand that. So that's one thing I don't tolerate. And if that gets me jammed up, it gets me jammed up. But that's just how I roll. So I can't find Fishmox. Anyone have a link? Yarn Prepper's asking. Guys, if you could help her out with a link, that would be great. Hey, Full of Hope, thank you very much. She said, I love you, Ed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yep. James Osborne just said, I will go to prison to protect innocent people. It's unnecessary. And you know what the funny thing is, too? Those type of people, let me just list. So that woman that was screaming, don't you touch me, after she's like in somebody else's face where she shouldn't be. If somebody had knocked her on her butt, they'd be the first one screaming, oh, get the police to help and save me. Because that's how they are. They're as soon as somebody stands up to them, they can't stand that. They can't stand that. And there's a lot of us out here. Like I said, when I did my video the other day, I'm offended. Right up to here, man. Right up to here. I've just had it. I'm just so tired of this nonsense. I am so glad that I live where I live and that it's peaceful and it's quiet. And I don't have to, if I decide to tune out completely, I turn everything off. I go out and I work on a project and I don't have to think about it, and that's, eBay has it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So check on eBay for the Fishmox. Amazon. Yep. Just type Fishmox in the Amazon search bar. JJ's just saying, there's one right there for you. Thomas Turner just put up a link for you, Yarn Prepper. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. And, so it's just, I don't know, like I said, the morals of this society, and, it's just, there's no moral code. These younger people, they have no consideration, no compassion, no respect. It cracks me up that they call themselves BLM. We have lots of BLM, Bureau of Land Management, land here in the West. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is funny that they call themselves that as well. And thank you very much for the donation, L. Gibson. I appreciate that. There you go. Follower of Jay said, get the doctor to give you med samples from their closet. Yeah, they have all kinds of different things that they can do as well. No Heather sighting tonight. She wasn't feeling good today, so she was just having a down day, so she's kind of low-key. So I don't know what was going on with her, but no, she does not have a cough, and no, she does not have COVID. So she just didn't feel good today, so very low-key day for her. They're nothing but a giant BM. Well, the thing is, when you have these people, and this is what amazes me, when you have these people and they're spewing, not all of them. So please don't crucify me and say, oh, you're lumping everybody into one category. I'm absolutely not. But when you have these so-called leaders of the BLM, and he says, well, if we don't get what we want, we'll burn the whole system down. Oh yeah, bring it on, Cupcake. I mean, it's like a child having a temper tantrum. Give me what I want, or I'm going to scream and yell some more. And Antifa's worse. They're way worse. Yeah, Antifa, yeah, Bob Tom just said Antifa did more damage. Yeah, well, they want complete and total anarchy. How is Eddie? Eddie's doing good. He's with his mom, like anybody that's been watching the channel knows. He moved in with his mom late last year. And, he's hanging in there. I talked to him, and, they're not doing much of anything. So it's pretty low key for him. But, he wants to be with his mom. So that's where he's at for right now. Not much I can do about that. So we don't have a racial problem. We have a morals problem. Yeah, Gene Blair, that's a good point. And the media fans the stuff and tries to get it into a racial thing. You got to understand something. What we got to think about, too, really quick, guys. Hey, Donna Smith, do you realize the Antifa kids are the ones that were put in timeout instead of being spanked? Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they were the ones that, we had to think about their feelings first. Thank you very much for the donation. And you're 100% right with that statement. Yeah, they were the kids that, the Dr. Spock and all those other wonderful people said, don't spank your children anymore. Yeah, so then now they act like the way that they act, and they think that that's okay. So craziness, just absolute craziness. So what do we got? 1,000 people in the chat, guys. We're at 479 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that, please, and show support for the channel. And again, it does help with the algorithms. The more thumbs up we get, the better it is for the algorithms as well, for the interaction. And, and I like the number to be a good number when we do these streams. So thank you ahead of time for that. Again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, but hey, John Moore, how you doing tonight? Let's see. Yeah, Antifa very spoiled, Bonnie just said. Yeah, they are. Unbelievable. And again, it's like when you coddle your children and you give your children everything and you give in to bad behavior, they think that they can do whatever they want to do with no consequences. Well, there's always consequences for your actions. And again, if they get away with it, or they think they get away with it, karma has a way of coming back. I'm telling you right now, karma will always come back and bite you in the butt. It's what it always happens. It may take years. Okay, so we got to talk about that. They were talking about Trump retweeted a video and somebody was yelling white power in the background. I am sure that he did not realize that they were doing that in the background. He was probably doing it for some other point. But so here's a question, and this would be a great question. How come it's okay to yell black power? It's okay to yell brown power. It's okay to yell red power, but it's not okay to yell white power. Why is that not okay? Why can't white people be proud that they're white? That would be my question. I'm not asking it facetiously. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm serious. Why are certain things okay and other things are not okay? It's ridiculous. So, and of course, the media is going to go nuts on this one, just so you know. Oh, the racist Trump. I'm going to tell you what, Trump's done more for black people than their former president did in 8 years. Okay? Before COVID hit, black and Hispanic unemployment were at historic lows. So think about that. Let's think about that. But he hates black people so much. He hated them so much that he hung out with Don King, Oprah Winfrey, and all the rest of them before he ran for president. And he was okay then. They didn't call him a racist then. But as soon as he decided to become a Republican and run on a Republican ticket and get elected, now all of a sudden, oh my God, he's the biggest racist. Come on. Wake up, folks. Wake up. Yeah, CMI just said we have to be ashamed of being white. I'll never be ashamed of being white. It just happens to be I'm kind of a darker tan, except for my legs. My legs are definitely white. So, Timothy says, Ed, will you adopt me? That's funny. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, guys. We're in for some interesting times. Hard to say what's going to happen for sure. But I think we need to be really vigilant, continue to prep, whatever time we have left, because time was brought up in a question earlier. How much time do we think we have? Before we get into that, I want to bring this up really, really quickly. Let's not let them manipulate us into some kind of race war, okay? Please, I beg you guys, be smart enough to realize that we're being played. And now, don't get me wrong. If you come at me and you mean to do me harm, I will put you down, regardless of what color you are. Just being 100% honest. So if you come at me with intentions of doing me harm, I'm not going to say, hey, wait a minute. That's a white dude. I can't do that. No, if you come at me meaning to do me harm, you're going down, period. End of story. So that being said, let's not let them manipulate us. Everybody out there that's watching, don't let them play us, because that's exactly what they're trying to do. And they're winning. They're winning at that game. And people are falling for it, which is sad. Hey, Andrew Poole. As a truck driver, I'm just waiting for the police to quit, first responders, and then the truckers. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't go into cities with no police presence, with no first responders. No, I wouldn't either. I do not blame you. Thank you very much for that donation as well. I appreciate that. Nest Prepper said, Ed, fish antibiotics can be bought from Chewy. Okay, well, there we go. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that information. Yes, there's a lot of places that you can get fish mocks, guys. So it's all over the place out there. But again, so with what's going on, let's take advantage of the time, whatever time that we have left. Continue to prep, continue to get ready. Think outside the box. Don't just, food, water, absolutely 100% very, very, very important. The other aspects of it that come with it are hugely important as well. Medications, again, muscle rubs, Vicks, for congestion, antibiotics, a triple antibiotic ointment if you get a cut or something like that. Band-Aids, plenty of Band-Aids, plenty of gauze, plenty of, all that type of stuff. L. Gibson, maybe if the money behind Antifa spent his money on the poor communities in this country, things might be better. Yeah, well, I agree with you. But the thing is, he's doing that because, and she's obviously talking about Soros, he's doing it because he wants chaos. He wants change. He doesn't want things to be better. Those type of people, they want to mold the world into the way they want the world to be, not the way it should be. There we go. North Shore preparedness. Very good statement. Education and arts. Books will be huge. Exactly. Information. Very, very important. I would highly recommend you, even if you don't learn how to do it right now, books on snares. Okay. Silent hunting is going to be a huge thing. We're going to want to do as much silent hunting as we possibly can, because if you're out in the woods and you shoot that gun off, everybody hears that sound. They're going to go to that area, because especially if they're starving, they know you probably have something. Okay. If you're silently hunting with snares, crossbows, compound bows, those type of things, it's going to be better for you. Okay. Quietly do what you have to do. It's much, much better. But get as much books as you possibly can on a lot of information. Again, you got to think about this too. We still need to educate our young. So for all of you out there that are teachers and stuff like that, save those, ABC books and everything else, and have that, because the young need to continue to learn how to read and write. They got to be able to be taught so that they don't follow the same mistakes that we have done, and they can learn from it. And that's going to be really, really important. I went to the local feed store to get pigeon food. The place was empty and closed up. Sad. Oh, wow, that's not good. So talking about that, I want to talk about this real quick. So the local place that we like to go and eat in town, they're back open, okay? And they're doing strictly, you go in with your mask on. Once you sit down, you can take your mask off. There's social distancing as far as, people at the tables. Nobody's really close to each other. So Heather and I, fettuccine, I like fettuccine, broccoli, and chicken Alfredo. Heather likes fettuccine, chicken Alfredo, okay? So the chick that one of the ones that are the owners come over to us and said, we're out of fettuccine right now. And because that's what we were going to get, because that's one of the things, our main things that we like to get there. She said, where we get our Alfredo, the company, now I want you guys to think about this, okay? The company had been in business for 100 years. They have closed their doors because they got screwed. It was Chili's and Applebee's, I believe, were the two companies that screwed them out of $45 million. So that company that had been around for 100 years is now out of business. And that was where they got their Alfredo sauce from. And the company was called Mann's, I believe. Mann's, I believe was the name of the company. Gone. Just like that. Because these big chains didn't pay them and took care of them. So think about that. These things are happening. They're happening all the time. A lot of businesses are closing. We're in for some seriously bad times. I really think we are. I think I heard of places where they hunt with silencers due to the noise pollution. New Zealand for one. Okay. Well, there you go. But right now silencers are illegal. So, you know, you have to, there's another good comment. Connie just said pen and paper supplies. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to tell you what, I got a ton of pencils, a ton of pens, a lot of notebooks, a lot of like these kind of notebooks, you know, a lot of them. Because it's like you're going to have to still write down information. Things are going to have to, maps and compasses, another good thing. Yep. Lots of things. You need to really think outside the box. You really do. What are we at, 9:15 already? We're going to keep going for a little while, guys, just so, you know, not too much longer, but I'll keep going for a little bit here. But again, those things are, you know, there's so many things, guys. Sharpeners, exactly. You make sure you have ways to sharpen your knives, too. Make sure you have knife sharpeners. You know, that's important to have as well, because you're going to be using your knives. They're going to get duller. You're going to need to, even a sharpening stone. And then you got to know what you're doing with that. Again, information is power. Information is absolutely power. Okay. So, well, let's do this right now. What are we at? 569 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask for another thumbs up again really quickly. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's see if what are we, almost at 600? Let's see if we can get it up over 700 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that to show support for the channel, and I would appreciate that if you would. Again, thank you. And again, it really, really helps with the algorithms with the channel. So the more interactions that we have like that, the better off we're going to be. So please show your support. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So let's do this right now. We are Legion. We are Legion because we are many. We are a huge network of people, folks. People, you know, they don't think about it. You think about, okay, here I am, not a huge channel. We got 1,000 people in the chat right now. Now, if we had 1,000 different families out there, 1,000 different households, and if we had 1,000 different households working together for the same purpose, networking, working together, trying to get things better for the world, for our lives, think about what we can accomplish. And that's just a small gambit of what we really are out there. We're a huge network of people, awake people. A lot of us are awake. So where's everybody from tonight? So I'm sorry, we got a Boston, Mass, Dublin, Ohio. Sorry, I just was chatting away. Upstate South Carolina. Let's see, Mason-Dixon line, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Madison, Ontario, Canada, Syracuse, New York. We have Southwest Florida, Buffalo, New York, Oregon, Northwest Indiana, New Jersey, London, Texas. Let's see, the Adirondacks, very nice. Georgia, Florida, Rhode Island, Southwest Florida, Utah, Junction, Texas, the UK. Oh, it's going by fast. Sioux City, Indiana, Kent, UK, very nice. Salt Lake City, very nice. We have Detroit, Georgia, Maryland, Athens, Texas, Eastern Long Island, Indiana, BC, Canada, very nice. Ulster, Ireland, very nice. Let's see, Troy, Vermont, very cool. Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wyoming, Colorado, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got Ohio, Maryland, New Mexico, Maine, Canton, Ohio, Victoria, Texas, Illinois, Angola, New York, Kendrick, Ohio. We got Montana, Dodge City, very nice, I like that. Canton, Ohio, Southwest Kansas, Lockport, New York, London in the UK, Akron, Ohio. We have Seattle in the house, Minnesota, Long Island, Missouri, all over the place, guys. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're this huge network of people, huge family. And I'm telling you what, we have been awoken for a reason. There's a big reason that we're awake, okay? So I think that we're here to make a difference. I really do. And, so do the best you can. Continue to prep. Continue to get ready. I think it's really, really important. I want to thank my moderators. Again, every show they come in here, do a great job keeping the chat clean. And I really appreciate you guys. You do a fantastic job. So thank you for that. What are we at? We are at 641 on the thumbs up. One more push, guys, for the thumbs up, please. Let's see if we can get 100 before we sign off here. Again, show support for the channel. Please shoot that thumbs up, and thank you for doing that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. Hey, Victoria. Need BTAL, hold on a second, /COD3 ACETA /caffeine for super migraines. Need Lyrica. Cymbalta for fibro, chronic fatigue, really need help. For super, super fatigue, can't stay awake. Any suggestions? Ah. You know what? I would absolutely look, Victoria. I would try to look at holistic stuff. I think you're probably going to have a better bet looking in that direction. Try to find some information out on that. Probably be the best way to go. So definitely check that out and see if that's going to be something that could help. Okay. So, do that and listen. Thank you very much for the donation. And I hope you can find the answers. I really do. But they're definitely out there. But look for more of a holistic way of doing it with herbs and stuff like that. All right. So, what are we at? 673. So, again, guys, if you haven't shot that thumbs up, please do so. Again, like I said, it helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. So, thank you. And also, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. And so I appreciate that as well. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that. Love the feedback. Feedback is awesome. You guys do a fantastic job with that. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Really, really important to do that. Also, remember, guys, STD. I love it because everybody know when you hear STD, you know what you think it means, but what it really means is step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever time we have left, use that time smart. Work towards your goals, get things done, get as ready as you possibly can, okay? So what are we at? 687. 13 away, guys. Can we do it? Can we get to 700 here before we jump off? Again, thank you everybody for being here. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And so what are we at? 689. 692. Come on, 8 away, guys. Let's get that last 8 thumbs up. I know I'm a pain. 5 away now. We got to get that last couple of thumbs up. So anyway, guys, be good. Have a good week. I will see you tomorrow in the live stream. I hope everybody's doing great. I really do. Stay positive. Stay away from that negativity. And we just hit it. We hit 700. Very cool. Stay away from that negativity. Don't let people put you down, okay? Stay focused. Try to stay focused on what we're doing. I know there's a lot of distractions out there, okay? So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.